Welcome back to Malarkey, where we talk about all of the things, the real things, the hard things, the why is nobody talking about this things, the we can't stop talking about these things. And man, February has just gone by in a blink of an eye after the 100 years that was January.
That is so true. I feel like January dragged on forever and ever. February is a short month, but like I cannot believe it's March. Like when this episode comes out, it is March. So, wow. We're going to be almost a quarter way through 2026. So, hopefully that's good. I also credit the year of the horse to February.
Yeah.
Like February has just been a better month. It just has.
I think so too. And maybe it's just mentally because we've been preparing for the year of the horse, but it's been a much smoother 3 days to the start. Like, I didn't wake up with the flu on the first year of the horse. You didn't have family disaster after disaster. So it's an improvement.
It really is. I'm really excited that it's a March. It's Women's History Month. I don't love this time of year, but I do love that it is getting a little warmer. Not today where I live, but it will become a little warmer. Spring is coming and it is not dark at like 4:30 p.m. So that's a win.
Yeah, it was really nice. My daughter and I walked to dinner last night just across the street at 5:15, and it wasn't pitch black outside. And it was so nice because we could sit in the window and she could people watch, and it felt better.
Little Boo. Little Boo. We've decided that Tavia's daughter looks like Boo from Monsters Inc. When I say we, I mean me. I've decided she's just like so perfect and so cute.
She has a lot of hair, and putting them in pigtails really just just does it.
It is so cute. Well, and I actually thought of you yesterday because I went to pick up my daughter from daycare and she's like, what, three or 4 months older than Shy. And they put these like little pigtails in her hair. But Claire does not have a lot of hair, to be clear. Like she barely has enough hair. I've never put her hair in pigtails. And it was just like these little like horns come sticking out of her,
That's so
her,
cute.
her head. It was adorable. And it was like right after we talked about Boo. And I'm like, no, Shy can pull this off so much more than Claire. Claire is like just trying to fit in, but it's not working.
So our nanny has started doing that when Shy was really little and she had just a teeny amount of hair. She had like a really high pony that was a half an inch long. And we were like, this is absolutely ridiculous. But she said, start doing it now because it's going to save you so much grief in the future trying to do your daughter's hair. And it's so much easier now than like everybody in her gymnastics class where the kids are just like kicking and screaming because it's just like what she does. And I wish that it was that easy with everything, but I'll take this one win.
That's yes, the little wins are important. So, we're really glad everyone's here today and listening because we really do have a packed episode. We're going to try a few new things. We're going to talk about some interesting topics. We're getting into it seems like one of the hottest topics out there right now, but is AI, artificial intelligence, like actually trying to break it down in a way that makes sense. We also are like not tech engineers, so like we're going to talk about it in a way I guess that we understand that feels a little bit more normal. But then we're also going to be talking about Women's History Month and talking about a story that genuinely is just like a feel good story. We're going to try to be doing at least like highlighting one story every month. And this will be our first one. And I think it was important for Tanya and I to talk about someone that you may have never heard of before. So we'll get into that later, but very excited.
Very excited. And of course, we're going to do a little pop culture update at the beginning. So, pop culture update. Nancy Guthrie is still missing,
Unbelievable.
and they have taken people in for questioning and released them. They're now looking into Mexico, which seems like that should have been happening already, maybe from the beginning. Even if, like, regardless of if this person is American and from Mexico, whatever, it's so easy to get to Mexico from Tucson. Like, it just blows my mind that maybe they were looking at this the entire time, but I don't know.
It is wild and it's so sad. Like, there is no way this woman's still alive, right? Like, it's horrific. Like, are we ever going to find out what happened? I mean, it with all of the intelligence, I mean, speaking of intelligence and data and tracking and stuff that we have out there in the world, the fact that we still cannot find this woman and she had a Ring camera and there's like someone went into her house at some point, right? Like there's cameras at traffic lights and gas stations. Like this is wild. And my heart goes out to that family. To not know is awful.
It's awful. There's obviously, it has a ton of attention in the press, and then this goes to AI stuff too, and security and just, like, monitoring in general, that she didn't have a Ring camera subscription, so, like, quote, unquote, "The videos weren't supposed to be saved," but, we learn all of this stuff is always saved. There's always a way to get that data, which the police told me when my car was stolen that it was impossible. So now I know. So if your car is stolen and you don't have a subscription, you can tell them that you know that the video exists. But
Hot takes from Tanya. So true, though.
lots of thoughts.
It's great advice, like capitalism at play. They're like, "Oh, you need your $50 subscription a month." And you're like, "But do I?"
Yeah. It's so sad. So yeah, we hope I mean, like always, by the time this comes out, that there's some sort of solution. It's definitely grim and seeming like this is going to be, unfortunately, something that's unsolved for a very long time.
Yeah, really, really sad. On another note, for all you millennial moms, people out there, Hilary Duff going on a world tour for the first time in 20 years. Tanya, I don't know. Maybe we should actually buy tickets to the Red Rock show because she's coming to Red Rocks. She just released a new album, Lucky Me. We featured some of the songs on our Instagram, but I'm excited. She's one of these people that I just feel like you have those, like, childhood stars that just, like Lindsay Lohan had a hard time, right? Like, Britney Spears, like, there's some of these people. Hilary Duff has just, like, consistently been normal. Like, she went out of the public eye, she had a family, she just seems so normal and, like, down to earth, and I'm so happy for her. Like, she's back.
Really happy for her. And the tickets actually went on sale today. My friend had set an alarm for it to be in the queue at 10 a.m. So shout out to Michelle for getting in the queue. But the Red Rock show, the minimum tickets were over $400.
What?
And we like couldn't justify that.
Wait, that's actually more than T-Pain tickets, which I did buy, and then I couldn't go. I was, like, 4 weeks postpartum. I bought tickets when I was pregnant, and then Dylan and I couldn't get over the mountain pass because it was snowing so hard, it was October. Anyway, T-Pain tickets were $300, which I barely justified. $400? I don't know. I don't know. I love Hilary Duff, as I just said, but I don't know if I can justify $400.
We discussed maybe just having a Millennium party instead and listening to Hilda really loud and eating millennial snacks. Maybe having some Malibu rum. I don't know, whatever we drink
Malibu
back in the
rum.
day.
Yes, and or pina coladas. Oh my god,
Oh,
so
and some, like, raspberry Smirnoff.
oh god, yes, good times. Well, cheers to you, Hillary. We're proud of you. We love you. I did repost something on our Instagram that I thought was so great. She did an interview with CNN, and someone's like, "How does it feel?" I can't remember the reporter's name. Like, "How does it feel to be back in action?" And she's like, "I looked myself in the mirror and I said, 'You're a bad bitch.'" I was like, "Yeah, you are, girl." Like, she just had
Oh,
her, I think, 4th baby, like, a year ago.
Jesus.
She's amazing. We love you.
Amazing. Traitors update. I haven't watched the most recent one, so don't spoil it, and I'm sorry, everyone. But next week is the finale.
Yeah, I think next week is the finale. We'll do a full recap once that comes out of the reunion. I love reunions, as you all know. Literally love reunions. Can't wait. Rob is such a fucker. Anyway, we'll get into that when when we do our next segment. But is there other TV that you're excited to watch, Tanya? I know there's some things coming out in March.
I just finished the Tell Me Lies. The series finale just came out, and I liked it. There's a lot of stuff on there. I'm not gonna spoil it because it only just came out, and there's a lot of big twists and turns during the episode. So, if you watch that show, definitely make sure that you check that out this weekend. I don't know. I'm so upset still with Love is Blind Denver that
This will make you
I
more mad because the people are so much normal in Ohio than Denver.
I can't. I can't watch it. It's they if they wanna redo Denver,
They should.
I'll watch.
They truly should. Yeah, we started watching, we as in my husband and I, yes, Dylan has started watching Love is Blind, with me, even though he's like, "I'm not into it." I'm like, "Yes, you are." Yes, and he'll, like, walk away and come back and be like, "Oh, so did they just get engaged? Like, have they seen each other yet?" Anyway, he's getting into it. The people are, like, seem to be so normal. Like, they just are so normal. So we did start that. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 4 comes out in March, and The Bachelorette comes out with Taylor Frankie Paul. So it's a big month for Taylor Frankie Paul, the Mormon wife, but I guess she's not a wife anymore. Maybe she is about to be.
Did you see Whitney Levitt is starring as,
Roxy?
I think, Roxy Hart on Broadway?
I did.
I did not recognize her at all. I had to take a second because it was like the villain of Mormon Wives, and I was like, "Who is this woman?" And I Googled her, and I was like, "No, like, no way is that the same person."
She has had she's a very controversial person. I actually I've watched a lot of interviews with her. She did an interview with Call Her Daddy. She was on Dancing with the Stars, but she had like a big transformation and glow up. She did a lot of like behind the scenes interviews about the fact that like she was painted as the villain, but that's not actually how she was. And I did appreciate how she came back to the show because she's like, yeah, I was a theater dance major in college. Like I want to be a successful actress. So good for her, you know. She figured it out. She just moved her family to New York City. They just extended her Broadway debut in Chicago. So, you know, I know people have mixed feelings about her. I have come around. She looks totally different though. She now has like red hair. She's lost a ton of weight. She looks like a totally different person.
Yeah. It's never too late to live your dreams. That's what we've learned from Whitney.
So true. Okay, so we were thinking because I don't know, because it's fun, that we were going to do a fun little twist on Pardon My Politics, but call it Pardon My Reaction. If you come up with a better name, you as in our listeners, or Tanya, you have enough better name for this, let us know. But we want to do a new segment where we play clips and react to them in real time because, like, there's so much crazy shit right now on the internet that, like, why not? And you'll just hear our unfiltered takes while we watch these clips in real time. So this may be related to politics, parenthood, pop culture, anything that's going on in the news. We have 2 for today, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. This is the RFK Kid Rock Make America Healthy Again video are the 2 healthiest people you can think of.
Let's fucking go.
Made this video that I thought that this was AI.
You too.
I thought that it was made up until it was confirmed it was not. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I know nothing about working out, and I know that that's not how you do it. It's okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What is this? In his jeans.
This is the weirdest part to me. Oh my
Okay.
god. Okay.
So good.
Why is RFK shirtless at a point? Why are they both shirtless? And why is RFK always in jeans? He's hiking in jeans. He's working out in jeans. He's in that like sauna thing in jeans. And I don't know if he is in on the joke, But, like,
I think it reminds me of, like, remember those bumper stickers that said Trump skis and jeans? That was, like, probably, like, a Colorado thing, but it was, like, making fun of him. I think that but RFK, like, actually thinks it's cool. It's, like, part of
his shtick. My favorite part is when they're drinking whole milk and it just says whole milk on the screen.
why not raw milk? Isn't he, like, all for raw milk?
I don't know,
Just
and why is that the one like, okay, I guess the 3 things you need to do to be healthy are weights,
sauna,
push-ups in some sort of sauna,
cold plunge,
drinking whole milk.
and eating eggs. They were feeding each other eggs at some point.
Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot because this sounds fake. It sounds like we're making up something to make fun of MAGA, but we're not. We're just talking about it.
I actually feel like, how do you not make fun of I mean, I how do you watch that with a straight face? Whether you voted for Donald Trump or not. It is so outrageous.
I don't know.
Is it a promotional video? Like, I don't get it. It's like, "Oh, join Maha."
For whole milk.
Yeah, for whole milk. And the also, sorry, one other thing is the 80s bike thing in the sauna. Like, what?
I don't know who directed it. Perhaps Kid Rock.
I guess there's a part of me, hot take, is that, like, part of MAGA and Maha, but, like, mostly MAGA and Trump's thing, and if you follow the White House account on Instagram, it's so shock value. Like, they want you to be like, "What the fuck?" They want you to reshare it because now we are talking about it on a podcast where hundreds of people will listen and, like, go and watch their fucking YouTube channel or a video. So, I don't know, I think it's like a shock value thing. Like, I don't actually think they think this is cool, but maybe they do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't that's my hot take is like that it's all about shock value. It's all about, how to get the most views and the most likes, and they're winning at that game because that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play the second video. This one is from Traitors, everyone. It's when Eric is describing Rob.
This guy is laying down with his crop top vest on, hands behind his back.
I'm sorry, Tanya.
And I'm like sitting there just trying to
I had
be
to.
normal.
It's just funny because for those that don't know, Eric is a K-pop star, like a huge, huge pop star, talking about Rob, the man who wears overalls with no shirt underneath and has a giant snake tattoo. Just people are infatuated by him.
I'm probably one of those people. I am so interested in him. Like, I think that I've talked about it on this pod. I think it's just like an interesting thing that this is the guy that has like literally lied his way through this game. He's probably going to win at this point. He was kind of an unknown out of all of the reality stars and the celebrities on this show. He was kind of like, who the fuck is this guy, right? He's comparing himself to like Lisa Renna and Eric, right? Who's like, I looked Eric up, has like 5 million Instagram followers or something. Like, way more well known. And like, this guy basically came out of nowhere, and everyone is like, what is going on? I mean, I kinda like his style. The overalls I don't like. The crop top thing is an interesting I'm wearing my little crop top in honor of Rob, I guess, today. I don't know. I guess I'll give credit where credit is due. Like, he's played the game well.
He's played the game well. He seems to authentically be himself. He's made his style work for him, and everybody else loves it. So kudos to Rob.
I think what you said is totally right. Like, this game was meant for him. He is authentically himself. He's an F-boy. He's kinda, like, under the radar. He's kinda everyone's BFF. Like, him and Colton were bros, and him and Mark, and him like, he's everyone's bro, and I don't know, the patriarchy, man.
In person, I would 100% fall for whatever his charm is.
Uh-huh, totally.
It's like, I am not immune to that. When I'm sitting back and watching him, I can be super judgmental, but I'm sure if he said hi to me in person, I would just die. Like,
I will never forget when he did the Call Her Daddy episode, and she always starts her episodes the same way, and she's like, "Rob Roche, welcome to the show." And he goes, "Sup, daddy." And it was just, like, all over social media. Everyone's like, "Oh, Rob," just from that, like, one line, he's like, "Sup, daddy." That's it's kind of just, like, reminiscent of him on this entire show. Like, he says one thing and people are like, "Oh, we love you." Anyway, can't wait for season finale. Hope you enjoyed this segment as much as we did.
if you did, and if there's something that you want us to see, you should DM us on Instagram at Monarchy Podcast, email us monarchypodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, just interact with us, guys. We want to know what's up and we want funny things to react to. So, time to get into the good stuff. AI Women's History Month. Grab your coconut water, sparkling water, latte, hot tea. I actually have kombucha today, Sarah.
Your joy burst.
Yes, yes, your joy burst. And let's get into it. So, make it make sense AI edition. AI, guys, AI is here. It's no longer a thing of the future. We're living in it and it is going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, it is crazy. I feel like so ChatGPT came onto the scene 3 years ago, and that's, like, when I first started using it. I would use it for memos, I'd use it as kind of like an enhanced Google, I'd use it for recipes, but I did start using it, and when I started using it at work, I kind of felt guilty about it, like, I didn't wanna tell people I was using ChatGPT at work, but I totally was, like, I was using it to help fact check stuff for memos and, in our line of work, like, looking at different congressional maps and comparing them and using it for, like, some data analysis, but it is crazy how much it has progressed, and it feels like it is a right now thing that, like, you better fucking learn how to do AI or, like, you're gonna be left without a job. Like, that's kind of how I feel right now. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I was like panicking earlier in the week reading some of the articles coming out about AI, how it's advanced way beyond what we understand. And now it doesn't even need humans to update itself to learn. Like, it's just completely a thing of itself. And so, yeah, I do feel like, and I just started Googling and asking ChatGPT. Like, I was asking AI to tell me that, like, it was okay and that AI wouldn't replace me. And that was just so, it's AI. It could say anything. It was just trying to make me feel better, but it could replace me. And it was just like, learn to adapt. And so, I mean, there's been in the past, like industrial revolution, stuff like that. Like there have been major, major adaptations. And I honestly don't know how it compares with something like AI.
I mean, there's predictions that actually, when I say there's predictions, the CEO of Anthropic, who Anthropic is the company that produced Claude, and then you have, like, OpenAI that produced ChatGPT. So you have, like, some of these, like, different AI companies. The CEO of Anthropic recently resigned, and he wrote this very cryptic letter, and in it, he said, "In the next 5 years, up to 20% of the workforce in the world will be replaced by AI." And he was like, "I am, like, so scared about what the future is gonna look like, and so I'm, like, resigning, basically." So that's scary to me, but it's also like, what am I gonna do? Sit on the sidelines and just be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna use AI," because the truth is other people are using AI and they're doing it quicker, doing it faster. Like, as Tanya knows, I've been, like, kind of obsessed with using it to help us with Monarchy. Like, it was literally, like, updating our website for us. I was telling it what to do and it would, like, go in and do it for me. You still have to, like, supervise your agents and you still have to, like, use your brain and, have the idea, but, like, it is doing more than just answering questions via Google, basically. It's, like, in my computer doing stuff, writing things, doing code. Like, I'm not an engineer, but it's, like, writing code for me. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's and the CEO of Anthropic resigning reminds me a lot of like Oppenheimer, where after he figured out how to split the atom and all of the fallout that happens with that and just these huge regrets is like the biggest, most impactful moments in history. Like, we have no idea what the consequences are going to be, and we have no idea what the consequence is gonna be of this, but, like, you guys did it. Like, it's done, it's out in the world, you can't unsplit an atom, you can't undo AI, we just have to kinda go forward. I mean, there have been so many people who have already lost their jobs. Do you know anybody personally?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question. I don't know anyone personally, but I what I will say is I know that people are not like like there are jobs that aren't being posted, right? There's like especially in politics, like who needs an EA anymore? Like, you can have AI do scheduling for you, organize your calendar. Like, you don't need an executive assistant. Like, you can have someone rewrite your emails for you. I mean, so I think, like, I don't know anyone personally, but I do know that there is like less opportunity for, especially, I'm scared for the kids that are just coming out of college that didn't learn AI like over the last few years. I'm hopeful that our kids, like, this will end up being a thing that they learn, right? But, like, over the last 5 years, kids that went to college or grad school, like, they were not learning how to utilize AI for the most part. So I worry about, like, the lack of opportunity for people.
Definitely. And the way that AI is impacting the job force of like rifling through resumes, where it's no longer somebody reading through stuff. It's I got these 100 job applications. Like, can you pick the top five? And like, what does that consider the top five versus what a human would consider? Like, it just is it's hard. I feel very, very lucky to have a job right now, and, like, my husband does too, but how much longer are our services going to be needed? Because, like, I don't know, AI can already design and write better talking points, quite honestly, than I can, and so it's really crazy.
Yeah, I think it's also like the big question for me is like, where does AI cross the line for you personally, right? Like, I know that there are some people that are very against AI. And I hear that. I hear those concerns. But I also am like, I'm not going to be left behind. I am going to learn how to use code with AI. I am going to learn to do these things because we can be better, faster, more efficient, more productive, and it is here to stay and it's not going anywhere. And so I am just that type of person that's like, well, let's like work with what we have. And like by me not utilizing something doesn't I'm not doing anything. Like, but that is also why I started using Anthropic instead of ChatGPT, because Anthropic or Claude is supposed to be the like safer, cleaner version of AI. Uses less energy. It is supposed to be safer. So that is actually one of the main reasons I switched, because I do the paid version. So I think that there's like same thing with politics, like you feel helpless, you feel overwhelmed. Like I think that there are ways to work within the system to make you feel a little better about the use of energy though freaks me out. That's a line for me personally. Like the data centers, like whew, I worry about climate, energy, like the future. That's really unsettling.
Definitely. And I worry about the gap between people who can afford financially and the time to invest in something like AI. Like, we can go through and pay, 20 bucks a month, and it's so helpful to us, but like not everybody's going to be able to do that. And what does that mean in terms of like that person learning how to do a new job?
Such a great point.
There's going to be such a widening gap between the social structure. It's really sad.
Tanya, that's such a good point because I think about the like $55 I spend a month on my AI tools, right? Like it's not that $55 is nothing to me. Like I shouldn't say nothing. It is something, right? $55 is $55. But by me being like, it's $50. It's fine. Like that is so much money to some people. And you're so right. Like it's just it is stacking the cards against people continuously. What I do like is there are free like Chat and Claude and they all have free versions,
That's true. Yeah.
but they're not as like they're not as powerful. You don't have as much data. But again, it's kind of like how you use it, right? Like Like for me, I'm trying to like write code to like figure out a website thing. Like I need a more powerful version for it. If you're just using it to like help you write an outline or help you write a memo, like you can use the free version. So like I just hope that they continue to provide those free versions as soon as they put a money cap. That's dangerous to your point.
Yeah. And I think as parents, it's weird thinking about like our kids are going to be learning AI, but are they going to be learning pretty much exclusively AI instead of traditional math, writing skills like reading, classic lit? Like, where are those things going to go? Because are we going to keep doing that for the sake of honoring those skills in kind of that quote unquote tradition? Or is that like totally obsolete now? Like, will anybody care about what Pride and Prejudice is? Slash, will people read Brave New World and be like, that's now?
Oh my god. Yep.
That's really happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think reading will always be in existence because like reading is healthy for your brain. Like that's how we learn languages. So I really hope it doesn't become obsolete. I do remember, in college, like that's when my reading actually went way down because I was just like busy doing other things or I didn't want to prioritize reading. And I do fear that AI will just extrapolate on that. But yeah, I also think that there are some subjects actually like art, like theater, blue collar work, like electricians, plumbers, like welders, like those jobs are not going away. Construction, so like anything you're doing tangible with your hands. So I do think that some of those trades will I think for a while we were kind of going those were kind of going out of popularity and now they're coming back into popularity. And so I wonder like how schools will adapt to be like, well, actually we do need more people in these trade jobs or art and theater and we might need less in science and math because we have these knowledge bots that are doing it for us. So it's kind of an interesting like we will see what happens. Like, I don't think anyone can predict. Even the smartest people that are in this AI industry, like, can't predict what's happening.
This is going way down a rabbit hole and like a tangent we don't need to expand on. But thinking about stuff like universities and how people have gone to trades, a lot of it is because of the expense and not wanting to take out student loans. So, like, what does that mean in terms of tuition costs? And how is this going to hopefully it'll like cripple the student loan structure that has built up and destroyed education in people's lives?
I still paying my $100,000 of debt for my public state school education. What the fuck did that get me? I don't know. But I continuously, like, with my kids, I'm very much gonna be like, yeah, go do trade. Like, you don't need to go to if you don't need a college degree to do what you wanna do, that's okay, right? Like, you wanna go in to a trade where your job is not gonna be replaced and you're not gonna have student debt, like, good on you. I just think there was always this stigma and still is about people, like, not going to college. I do feel that college, it is more than just the learning. It's, like, being independent and, like, social skills and all of those things, but, like, yeah, I think AI is really going to just, like, revolutionize learning in a way that what we don't even know what it's gonna do, but, like, yeah, I think the student debt, it's a crisis, it's been a crisis for a long time, the, like, ivory towel tower bullshit $1 trillion of debt that we have in America is, like, for what? So people's jobs will get replaced
Yeah.
in 10 years? Like, it's so crazy to me.
I respect the Ivies, but I wonder if that's gonna like matter anymore.
Yeah, who cares? Like, "Oh, I went to" yeah, like, you went to Harvard for what? Like,
That'll be great. Nothing against Harvard. People call by people, I mean people who go to DU call University of Denver the Harvard of the West. And as somebody who graduated from DU, it's just like that is you guys. We're not the Harvard of the West. We are something independent of that.
better than what they called my alma mater, which was, like, we were famous for partying and being on YouTube channels for, like, people chugging beer for a long time. So, again, I dropped out of college to work for President Obama. It was really hard for me to go back. I did go back. I'm not sure why I did. I'm like, I would be in the same place if I didn't go back to college. But I digress. I think AI is so interesting. I think it's here. It's going to revolutionize so many things in our world, learning being one of them. And I think we need to figure out, like, yes, how we regulate it, but like also how we adapt and move forward in this new world with AI.
And that's AI, guys. So
That's it.
we covered it.
Make it make sense. Did we make it make sense at all? No.
We just ended on CU being a party school, though we'll see how AI impacts CU standing in the party ranks. And can't wait. Can't wait. Maybe there'll be an AI Ralphie Buffalo charging down the field. Anyways, let's go to women's history. So this is, as Sarah mentioned at the top, it's March when you're listening to this, Women's History Month. We want to focus on some women that you haven't heard about. There's incredible women out there who have been scientists, fought for rights, been engineers, helped us go to space, and there's always so much more to learn about them. But that doesn't even scratch the surface. So, we have our Susan B. Anthony's, the Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Carrie Chapman, just decades of organizing, petitioning, protesting, glorious dynam. And we want to get into this woman. Her name is Phoebe, quote unquote, Feb, and Ensminger Byrne. We'll refer to her as Feb. And I actually saw a statue of her randomly in Knoxville once and was like, who is this woman? I've never heard of her, but it was just a random statue. So I looked her up, and her story is really, really incredible. So we wanted to talk about Feb.
And credit to Tanya for remembering about this statue and looking up the history of this person. She's incredible. I'd never heard of her before, and I think is just so indicative of, like, sure, we could have gotten on here and talked about Elizabeth Cady Stanton, but like everyone knows about Elizabeth Cady Stanton pretty much. If you don't use AI to look it up, look her up or Glorious Dynam. But there are so many incredible women fighting the fight today, but also over history to get us to where we are today. So we're going to set the scene for you all. Congress passed the 19th Amendment in 1919. They needed ratification from 36 out of 48 states. So there was a lot of work to be done to like get to that ratification. So by the summer of 1920, 35 states had ratified. They needed one more, and it came down to Tennessee. So that's where we then meet Feb.
Yeah. So 19th Amendment giving women the right to vote, or I mean, was it technically you cannot exclude, like somebody cannot be denied the right to vote based on their sex or something is the technical thing there. But basically giving women the right to vote. So it all comes down to Tennessee. Tennessee called a special legislative session in 1920, and it was just absolute chaos. There were lobbyists, protesters, telegrams, telegrams flying in left, right.
What is a telegram? Like a little paper thing, right? That they like printed out and
That they're like boop, 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 boop. I don't
yes, that's what it is.
I think that's what a telegram is. That'd be cool if we still had it, but neither here nor there. Anyways, both sides were being lobbied against like crazy. And so the liquor industry this is during Prohibition. So liquor industry was nervous that if women could vote, they would push against Prohibition enforcement, which is just absolutely amazing. So those women, way to go. And then Southern leaders, obviously, were concerned about Black women voting because, God forbid, Black women have a voice. So Tennessee House was evenly split. This is, Tennessee, parts of it are very, very much the South.
That brings us to the deciding vote. His name was Harry T. Byrne. Probably can see where we're going with this. He was 24 years old. He was the youngest member of the Tennessee House. Very, very young, 24. Had voted with the anti-suffrage side on earlier procedural votes. And he walked in on August 18th with actually an anti-suffrage symbol, like when he walked in to the Capitol to vote. So everyone really kind of figured that he was a no vote. They kind of just took that for granted. Obviously, I'm sure he was being lobbied very hard from both sides, but it was kind of seen that he was probably going to be with like the anti-suffrage folks.
Yeah. So he walked in that day. Everybody thought that it was going to fail. And that's after 35 states ratifying this. So that sucks. Like, women could have not had the right to vote that day and forever forth. But Feb is the mother of Harry T. Byrne. And so Gold Feb wrote her son a letter. Feb was a suffragette, really incredible woman. She pursued an education when basically women were not going to higher ed. She wrote a letter to her son and encouraged him to be brave, do the right thing, specifically vote for suffrage and be a good boy. And so this
Amazing.
24-year-old who I understand as my parents are listening to this now, I want to do something that they would be proud of me for. It changed his vote. It changed his vote from no to yes. The final count was 49 to 47 because of Feb's letter, and Tennessee became the 36th state to vote for the 19th Amendment.
And it was ratified.
And so had it not been for this letter, this one woman who we've never heard of, this one mom who was like, I need to talk to my son for a second. We have the right to vote.
Truly incredible story. And I think like as I obviously like prepared for the interview and looked her up and learned about her story from Tanya, like I think the reflection for me is twofold. One is this podcast is obviously about agency and engaging and how to engage in your communities. We focus a lot on parenthood, but obviously we're called Momarchy. But the power of motherhood and the power of parenthood and the power of like just talking to your kids about doing the right thing. This was Feb and this is what happened. And so I think it's a really good lesson to us all that like you may feel so helpless in this moment, but one voice could change literally a really big thing. And good for Feb and also good for Harry for listening to his mom.
Yeah, points for Harry on that one. I hope he was a popular man after that. And, Feb, as we said, did incredible things, had 4 children, helped run a farm and a hosiery mill, but she never was an active organizer. She was never somebody out there lobbying herself. Her biggest impact was talking to her son. And so, you don't have to be a person going on a podcast or going out and registering people to vote. As Sarah was saying, like, talk to your kids. You never know who you're going to be raising and what their impact is going to be on the world.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. Is like it is a hard time to be a parent right now, and to look at the potential like future that we're gonna leave for our kids. And so the best we can do is raise good humans that have good morals and values. And Feb did that at a time that it was really hard to do. Like the 1920s, not an easy time to live through. So if you're feeling helpless, channel your inner Feb.
Yeah. So we hope that you learned something. You should absolutely go back and learn more about this piece of history because it is really cool, especially when you hear about the pressure that came from every side and the historical context of where we were as a nation. Like, if you're a history person, you'll love this. Even if you're not, I found it very interesting. So stay tuned next week for another really cool historical lady.
Yeah. And then also just on next week is we are going to bring Janelle Bynum onto the show. Janelle is a United States representative from Oregon. She flipped a red seat, so a Republican seat from red to blue. She is a badass woman. She has 4 young kids. I don't know how she does it in Congress. We're going to hear from her and we're going to just like hear from her on how she did it. Like, I think we talk a lot about we need to take, as Democrats, like take back the House. And she actually is someone who did successfully do this. So we're really excited to hear from her next week. Thank you for tuning in. We know we covered a lot today. Please make sure to share, to tag Momarchy at Momarchy Podcast on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube at Momarchy Podcast. We subscribe to our Substack. And then lastly, please leave a rating and review. I know we ask you to do this all the time. We really, really, really would like more people to find us and be part of Momarchy. So leaving a rating and review takes 10 seconds and it helps more people find the pod.
It can be your gift to us for Women's Month, please.
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, it's Women's History Month. So, like, please pass on Monarchy. Like, we are all about women, obviously, about parents. We are excited to could be able to continue to bring you really amazing, we hope, we think it's amazing content and stories and guests. And so, give us some love.
Like, review, make sure more people learn about Feb.
Yes, Feb. We love you, Feb. I want a t-shirt that says, be more like Feb. Be like Feb. That'd be a good one. Well, thank you all, and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.